Hello, my friends. My name is Carlos Guterres, and I'm welcoming you to one more episode of our series about spiritual science. It's a journey. It's a journey of our spirit. And on this journey, we have to unveil many different levels of reality. So on this episode, I'll talk about something that's very important on this journey. I'm talking about the depth. So, in this universe, or on this visible universe, we have two very important things to understand. One is the manifestation of life, and the other thing is the depth. When you talk about the depth, we are talking about one of the three dimensions of the manifested universe. I'm talking about the space dimensions, because we know that we have four dimensions. Three are related to space, and the fourth one is about the time. But when you're talking about the space, we have high, width, and depth. High and width are more easily to perceive because it's the surface of everything. We need to put more attention to identify the depth. In some situations, not all situations, but the other hand, when you at night look to the sky, we awake something inside of us, the awareness of how immeasurable is the depth. This magnificent view. And it's concrete, it's visible, helps us to understand the real meaning of the word depth. This is what we call collective depth. It's accessible to all who lift their gaze upwards. So when you look to the sky at night, we can see stars that are far, far away. Thousands of light years. Some stars disappeared, but we keep watching the light sent by star thousands or millions of years ago. So this is the beginning to understand what depth really is. But you have a different approach about depth, the individual depth. So when you look within ourselves, with the eye of our imagination, and when you are in a meditative state, we are envisioning another perspective of the world depth. This is the individual depth. So when you look up outside, you can see the collective depth. When you look inside, we are connecting to the individual depth. So two different perspectives of the word depth. And both are related to infinite. The universe, the cosmos, represents the infinite outside. We are still looking to understand the universe and the measure of the universe. But if you don't have this measure, we call infinite. But you have another infinite in the microcosmos. You know, about 100 years ago, the scientists believed the smallest particle was the atom. And the word atom came from Greek and means impossible to be divided. But the science evolved and they discovered the subatomic particles. And they keep digging deeper and deeper in the micro universe and realize that when you look on this direction, we have the infinitely small. So we have to deal with this concept of infinite. But before to go ahead, I want to bring a drop of wisdom that came from the ancient Egypt. The wisdom of Hermes, the 3 times great, Hermes Trismegistus. He was a great master. And according to tradition, he wrote 52 books about science and arts. People don't know if Hermes Trismegistus was one person or many persons with the same title. And from those 52 books, no one survived the time. Only fragments of those books survived. But there is one element called the Emerald Table. It's just one page. But on the Emerald Table, we had a very important message. You know, the Emerald Table was considered the most important element for the alchemists. And it's began with those two phrases. It is true, without mistake, certain, and very true. What is below is like what is above, and what is above is like what is below, to perpetuate the wonders of the one. So the macro infinite and the micro infinite are mirrors reflecting what you have above and what you have below. The macro universe is the entire cosmos, and the micro universe is ourselves. Each one of us is a micro universe. Do you know we have as many cells as the universe has galaxies? And on each one of our cells, we have about the same number of atoms. The galaxies, as the galaxies have stars. So now we have this important question: is infinite immeasurable? According to Einstein, everything that human being ignores does not exist for him. That is why the universe of each one has the size of their knowledge. And we can say the same about the infinite. The idea of the infinite changes from time to time. You know, about 100 years ago, the astrophysicists, they believe the time, the space we can look above, was not so big. They just discovered that we are in one galaxy and the universe has trillions of galaxies a couple of decades ago. So 100 years ago, everything the science believe exists is the stars we have in our own galaxy. So as you can see, more science evolve, the dimensions of infinite is keeping growing and growing. So the infinite is proportional to the concept of each one make of it. The infinite, like the universe, seems to have no end, but both science of astrophysics as well as for spiritual science, they seek to measure the universe and consequently measure the infinite. So, but why it is so important to understand the infinite and to measure infinite? It's important because it helps to release the human spirit. To set the spirit, to set our human spirit free, we need two things: to conjugate the equation that connects the collective depth and the individual depth, and to measure and overcome infinite. This is the path to eternity. But we need to add one more element on this story. We need to find and release the only guide that can take us along this path, our soul. So it's not only to conjugate the equation and understand and connect and integrate the idea of the macro universe and the micro universe, but we really need to find a way to connect to our own soul. But the thing is, what is the soul? How can we define soul? It's a really complicated thing. And you can find many different definitions. Some people believe the soul and the spirit are the same. No, they are not the same. But this is a topic for another video. Okay, so now we're talking about to understand the universe, to find a pathway to reach eternity. It starts with the 5-step meditation. And you can check the information on the chapter 11 of our series. In this journey, we must integrate the two perspectives of depth. As I told you before, the macro universe and the micro universe integrate in one unique perspective. And finding our soul is the key, is the greatest key of this journey. So let me show you an illustration here that maybe can be helpful to understand what I mean when I mention we need to overcome infinite. Because we need to really go beyond the frontiers of the infinite. So imagine here in the left below, we have the solar system. The solar system represents the surface of everything. Like, in the three-dimensional universe, we have height and width. And the center of our solar system, the sun, represents the manifestation field where we are developing our manifested life. But in the moment we begin a journey, travel using the imagination and the meditation, we'll learn that we can go in this metaphoric journey to the center of the sun. So I mentioned this on the chapter 11, we can go in a journey taking our spirit to our individual center, our heart. And from this individual center, we can travel metaphorically to the heart of our planet. And from the heart of planet, we can travel to the heart of the sun. And in the heart of the sun, on this journey, you can find the pathway to the depth. And on the middle of this pathway, you'll find the energy of Jupiter, not the planet Jupiter, the physical planet, but the energetic expression of Jupiter consciousness. And it will guide us deeper and deeper until we reach the essence of the energy of Saturn. Remember, Saturn represents the father time. Saturn is the guardian of the frontier between infinite and eternity. So, metaphorically, the meditation can take us to reach the border between infinite and eternity. But we need first to connect to the source of all light we have in our neighborhood. I mean, the sun. The sun is the source of life, the source of light that illuminates, that energizes the entire solar system. And when our consciousness reaches the heart of the sun, we'll find our way. And on this journey in search of the depth, in the halfway, we'll find the consciousness of Jupiter. And the energy of Jupiter is here to motivate us and to continue our quest, offering the energy called manifestation of life. And almost in the end of this journey, we'll find the portal that separates the manifested universe and eternity. And the energy, the cosmic energy of Saturn, is the guardian of this portal. So the energy of Saturn is the one who will allow us to cross this frontier, but only if we are traveling with our soul side by side. So in the halfway, we'll connect with the energy of Saturn. And Saturn has a mighty gift to offer us: life manifestation. So life is eternal. It belongs to eternity, and we carry it sits in our essence. Life manifestation is something different, is a limited portion of life that is left on us on each incarnation to travel throughout certain part of the path. The cosmic consciousness of Jupiter is the source who offers us these precious drops called life manifestation. So life manifestation are drops of eternity that we received and continually is escaping from our fingers. This might gift we received from the cosmic consciousness of Jupiter in order to motivate us to seek happiness. You know, happiness is the greatest blessing of Jupiter. So now we understand the importance of free will, because this is one thing that makes us human, the free will. And if you receive drops of life manifestation on each incarnation, it's up to us to decide if you use this blessing to keep moving in search of our destiny or not. So J.R.R. Tolkien has an amazing quote. It is not for us to decide what happens or not. All we have to decide is what to do with the time given to us. So every time we incarnate to receive those amazing drops of life manifestation, we can use these wisely to keep going in our journey or not. You know, some people came to on one incarnation like tourists, just to rest. And you know, the universe is not asking us to keep going and going, because we have time. We have all the time we need to reach our destiny, eternity. But everybody has something special deep inside of our heart, is a calling, is a calling inviting us to seek our goal, eternity. But you know, we need to be awake to listen to this calling. And everybody will find the right moment where we'll be ready to listen and answer this calling. We need two important elements: knowledge about the invisible things. They are part of reality, but we cannot see using these physical eyes. And we need to practice using our imagination, using meditation to move through the invisible. This is a beautiful and amazing journey. So on the next video, I will share some elements of the meditation. I'll begin to share on the chapter number 8 and 9. So give one step in direction of the depth. And it will be very helpful to continue moving on our spiritual pathway. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope the information I shared you can help you anyway. And if you like this video, don't forget to let like or dislike. And see you on the next video. Bye.